banking and finance expert Dr. Benjamin Amoah has justified government's move to secure 170 million euros for the establishment of the Development Bank Ghana. Questions are being raised concerning the acquisition of the facility from the European Investment Bank by government, which is already debt-ridden. Some analysts have also argued the NIB and ADB banks can serve the purpose of the Development Bank. Mr. Amoah disagrees with that. He says the benefits of the Development Bank far outweighs the risks.
There's been a lot of background work, including the World Bank, to lead this initiative. And so it has come at a good time. It is good. The 170 million euros translate into about capitalization for 3 universal banks. That's about 1.2 billion. So that 170 million euros, if you want to look at it in today's terms, about 3 universal banks that is coming together to provide this facility. And so once we have a business case and want to transform the economy, we're going to have a good governance system in place to make sure that the funds are used and utilized well to transform the economy. Then there's a good business case for the 170 million euros to support the SME sector that is very important for the growth that we want to pursue.
I know some others who would disagree with you on this matter, but you pointed out NIB and ADB, which originally, I think, had some development funding programs. And so the other argument is, why not merge NIB and ADB to meet the same needs rather than set up a new bank?
Yeah, it's a good argument to make. However, if you looked at NIB and ADB, these are banks that have not posited good and appreciable results over time. Again, these banks have a lot of overhangs on themselves that they have to deal with. You don't want to start an initiative with institutions that have a lot of issues to deal with. You need to have that new kid on the block free to establish and have new relationship with businesses than to pump in a whole lot of money into setups that do have challenge currently. So if you are going to have a new setup to start new relationship, it gives us a clean slate to start on, to build a business case and to monitor, than to merge these institutions that have not given us so much good results and then pump new money into it that may not be turned around successfully. So for me, if you ask me, I'll say yes, it is good we start with a new setup, clean slate, with new funding, a good governance structure in place to make sure that what happened to the others in the past will not be repeated.
My final question, there are concerns about our debt situation. And so while we are building a good business case, aren't we exposing ourselves to certain risks?
Definitely, banking is the business of managing risk. So once you go into banking, you are exposing yourself to some level of risk. On the other hand, if you successfully manage the risk inherent in the banking activity, it caters for all the fears that we are having. The most important thing is that if you go through the Act clearly states that you need to have professionals, good governance structure to monitor and then to supervise the activities of these development banks. If we can do that and we can recover, then I don't think we should be so scared about how much debt we are contracting from this particular initiative that we are getting ourselves into.